What's up? Welcome to You Are the Medicine, a new podcast hosted by me, Jordan, my friend here, Logan. This will be a fun podcast because, again, we're not going to be talking your regular daily news or your regular daily sports. We're going to be talking about how to become a better version of ourselves, how to become a better version as people, humanity, a community. What do we need to learn? What skills do we need to have to like I said, just become a better version of ourselves? And so, a little bit about myself. I am 33 years old. I am married with a daughter. I've been married 7 years. My daughter's 7. Recovering alcoholic. Before I go there, I'm from Oregon. Went to school at Oregon State. Got some Beavers in here. But played 12 years. This is my 12th year in the NFL. I played a long time playing football. 4 years, 4.5 years sober. I'm a recovering alcoholic. Drank for the most part of my life, which essentially I'm grateful for because it led me to discover some of the discoveries that I've been able to uncover over the last 2.5 years. And part of my story is becoming sober, and still having so many questions about who I was, what I was doing, what my purpose was. It was like once I became sober, life was a little easier, but there was still something inside me that I needed to fix. There was still something deep that I knew wasn't right, and so, that once I stopped drinking allowed me to kind of open my mind up a little bit more and explore, I grew up in early, in the 90s and early 2000s where the internet obviously wasn't what it was today. And so now being able to kind of dive in and, you can call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, but, I'm all into that type of stuff. Like, I'm into sci-fi movies. I'm into stuff that just makes you kind of wonder, and I've always been like that. I've always been kind of like the black sheep of my family. I grew up with a Caucasian mom with a Polynesian dad and a half white brother, and I'm the African American of the family, and even then I'm half white. So it's like, what are you, bro? And so always was just different, right? Like I always just felt different. I always just moved different. When the world wanted to go left, I went right. When people wanted to go down, I went up. So that's just always how I thought. And, once I became sober, I dabbled into the medicine, and I'll let Logan kind of continue to where I asked him to come sit with ayahuasca with me in Costa Rica. It was probably right after my season of 2022, right after my season of 2022. And, I was going through a lot of injuries that season. And again, just really questioning so much about my life, so much about what was going on, the why is this happening to me? All these injuries, why, and, finally, Mother Aya, they tell you, she calls you. And, I heard ayahuasca one time, and the ball just kept rolling with ayahuasca here, ayahuasca there. And, Aaron Rodgers talked about ayahuasca. I went on the Aubrey Marcus podcast, listening to him talk about ayahuasca. Everybody talking about, once I heard it, I was interested. And so once I became interested and I saw, I was reading all these beneficial results from people going to sit with this medicine. And I'm sitting there like there's no way we don't know about this. Like, if this is actually a thing, everybody would know about this and everybody would be going to do it, right? You would think that, but that wasn't the case. And I quickly learned once I went out there to sit with the medicine, why that information is not being essentially, why we're not being taught this information, right? Because, Mother Aya teaches you love, compassion, healing. And if everybody in the world were to be on love, compassion, and healing, the world would be a better place, obviously. But then the people who run the world will not be able to control the masses in the sense of like, you know, everybody's divided, right? Everybody's divided through political parties, through religious parties, through race parties, through all of these different divisions of separation, right? And one of the biggest thing Mother Eye teaches you, plant medicine teaches you, is the connectedness of how we're all connected as one, right? And so, yeah, kind of going on a little rant, but, you know, ended up asking Logan to come to Costa Rica with me. I'll kind of tell you his side of the story of how he got to Costa Rica. But that's how I got to Costa Rica. That's how I got into plant medicine. That's how I started to learn about essentially the world that I had never seen before. Like I always knew deep down there was more. There was something missing in me. And again, once I started to learn and tap into the power of plant medicine, and I continue to use those tools that I learned through my ceremonies into my real life and implement them into my real life, it changed. It changed the way I lived. It changed the way I thought. It changed my relationships. It changed, it changed my life for the better. And again, that's why we're continuing to have these conversations, to build this awareness, to not tell you, hey, go do ayahuasca. No, like that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to build awareness around the idea that there's more out there that we still have yet to learn about. And all these practices, they're ancient practices that we've lost over time. So I'll let Logan kind of spit on how he got there. But yeah, it's we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot.
Well, that goes back to my point from earlier today, where I was like, we've just gotten to the point where we need to be smart about the fact that we're dumb and that we don't know everything. And I think that segues beautifully into kind of my story with all of this, because I don't know about everybody else out there, but like, there's just, I believe that there's nobody harder on me in the world than myself. And it was just how I grew up playing sports. You know, you're just extremely hard on yourself because you always have this want to like try and get better, and you kind of take that feeling and you apply it to other things in your life. And so like, as I was a kid growing up, you know, I'm told to go, you know, you go to school, you go to college, you get an education, you go get an education, you get a job, you get a house, you get a wife, you get a dog, you get a car. And then once you have all those things, that's happiness. And I let those things drive me my entire life, because I was told at the other end of the rainbow was this thing, happiness, that I was waking up every day with not having. And I guess reflecting, that's what I would call depression. And so it's just one of those things. I come from a really small town in upstate New York, made my way to Boston, and was just a place I felt I could escape, see what else was out there, because I felt like I'd done everything that needed to be done where I was from, and needed to go elsewhere. And I guess that kind of fed into the hunger as well. Spent probably the 4 best years of my life at Endicott College in Beverly, Massachusetts. And from there, you know, I spent 4 years in business school, kind of kicking the tires on a lot of different avenues. And I was really into sports growing up my entire life. And I thought, you know, obviously the dream is always to play professional sports, or that's the dream I painted. And then, you know, you get to a certain level and you're like, yeah, maybe I'm not going pro in this. And I got to a point where you have that realization. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just go and take that feeling of what sports always brought me, of like being the best version of myself, or feeling like I was the star of the show and just like really enjoying those moments. And then they get taken away from you, and you have to find those moments for yourself elsewhere. And so I thought I'd find that in business. I enjoy talking to people, or I guess talking to people is something that comes relatively easy to me or normal to me. And so I just kind of got into it. And next thing you know, years go by and you're spending years in this thing that doesn't make you truly happy.
Rat race.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I felt like I was the only person that was having a bad time. And I couldn't figure out why no one else was having a bad time, because I'd wake up every day, I would eat my breakfast, hop on the computer, work from 9 to 5, and just try and make it through that to get on the other side of 5 o'clock. And then once 5 o'clock ended, you stop thinking about it, and then you go, you make dinner, you have dinner, you talk about your day and what you did from your 9 to 5 that you didn't like. And then we go on Twitter for 30 to an hour, don't talk to each other or whatever. And then you go to bed and wake up. And I, was doing that every day for a while, and it drove me insane to the point I was like, what am I doing? None of it makes me happy. I'm not even happy waking up. So it's like, oh, cool. Maybe it would just be easier to just, punch the time card, as I call it. Because I was looking at it wrong. But sorry.
Good, bro. It is all perspective. It's one of the biggest things that we learn on this journey is it's really just every situation is just all about how you're looking at it.
All how you look at it.
It's everything.
Like, if I walk into a room and I'm like, F you, it's like, God, this guy's going to ruin my day.
Right.
Like, this is already bad. And so that radiates throughout a room.
Right.
But if I walk into a room and maybe I'm having a bad day, but everyone outside has no idea. And so if you just walk in and you just tell a person, like, hey, hope you're having a great day. Like, or tell them like a funny little story or something. And it's incredible and we talk about like catchphrases and stuff. Like, we walk around and speak in memes and GIFs and stuff. It's because our brains like hold just these little phrases, and you just beat them over your head over and over when things get hard or things get tough, or you're trying to like get through something that's difficult. You latch on to something and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. And so I think that part of knowing that you can change somebody's life by just saying one thing, I'll say this one, as an example, and I mean, this is also bias as well, but my best friend growing up, his mom was my French teacher, and I'll never forget that, like, I wasn't good at French, probably shouldn't have taken French. I knew I shouldn't have taken French. Didn't make any sense to me. Spanish kind of comes a little bit easier, honestly. But anyway, I took it because it was my best friend's mom and thought I was going to get a good grade. Shout out Miss Frechette. But I took that class, and one day she told me that, like I'm just going to do big things. Like, she just knew it. Like, I was just able to, like, talk to an adult when I was, like, I don't even know, like, But that for me was like everything. I took that through like college. I take that through like my life. And it's like I take it here now, you know, where it's like somebody told me something when I was like 10. And that has literally driven me till I'm like 30 years old. And so it's just like little stuff like that. It's like she has no idea. I've never told that story to anybody, but it's like that's the stuff that literally changes the world. It's not you going and buying somebody a car and and videotaping it and like being like, look, I got this person that's like, yes, that's great. And I'm glad you did that. But like, you can have that same effect with like your words or just saying something nice to somebody. And it's like, we don't do it enough. And I was somebody who didn't go around doing that because I was so worried about my own stuff that like I didn't want to talk to anybody else. I don't need to brighten his day. My day sucks too. Like, let me bring that guy down too. And just realizing that, hey, that does have an effect on people too. If I walk into a room and I am negative and I'm having a bad time, it just doesn't mean you need to make it a bad time for everybody else.
Awareness, and awareness. Part of this journey, that it's not a smooth sailing journey, right? This is a journey of self-discovery, like you said, but also, you know, being able to let go, being able to let go of a lot of the things that have essentially been holding us back, holding me back, you know, being able to let go of, you know, my real father not being in my life and the hate that I had towards him growing up my whole life, you know, that stuck with me, you know, and every situation, every relationship that I'd come across, you know, a little bit of that would come out of me. And, you know, it didn't take me until realizing that I even had that hate in me, you know. I had to sit with it a little bit, like understand it, learn about it. You know, some of the time it's uncomfortable. Some of the traumas that we've gone through in our past, some of the heartbreaks that have happened in our past, some of that is uncomfortable, but like we have to learn how to love it. We have to learn how to, you know, understand it and understand that it happened and it happened for us to grow from. You know, everything, God doesn't make any mistakes, right? And no matter what you want to believe in, God, the divine source, whatever that is, God doesn't make any mistakes. So everything that happens in your life, you understanding is happening for you, not to you. And you can learn how to move through the world that way. Something bad happens. Hey, what am I supposed to learn from this situation? What am I supposed to, what is God trying to teach me right here? And when you look at it from that perspective of growing from, you know, I've lost games, I've gotten hurt, you know, I've, you know, had situations, but like all of those situations that come up is like, okay, what am I being taught right now? Some are not easy. Like, we're in the middle of a football season. We're 2-3 right now. You know, damn near almost got a 3-game losing streak, and it's not always easy. Life isn't always. It's not supposed to be easy. It's about the experience. About you experiencing life for what it is, right? And instead of, you know, I call it the Matrix, right? Going out into the Matrix and all this stuff happening, and all of that stuff is affecting you. You know, whether it be information that you read online, and now that information, it made you mad. That information you read on Twitter made you mad. You read it in the morning, and now that information is stuck to you. Now that information is, you going to work with that mad and with that information that you're angry about. You're going to work with that anger, like, oh, like F whatever just you read, and now I'm going to work. Hey, Susie, like, hurry up and give me my papers. I need to blah, blah, blah. Like, now you're bringing that energy to work, right? Everything is energy, right? Everything is energy, and that's part of what I say the Matrix, the global elitists, whatever you want to call them. Like, that's what they want. They want us to be sucked up in this freaking Matrix. They want us to be worried about where my next meal is going to be, where my next who do I got to pay these taxes to, who do I got to pay this mortgage to, who do I got to pay XYZ to. And that's part of it. Like you said, like it's generational cycles of like go to school, go to college, get a degree, go to out into the real world, use that degree. That what does that degree do? Okay, get you a 9-to-5 that doesn't pay you enough money to work into this real world. So like at some point we have to break some cycle and like do something different. That's essentially what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do something different. Like instead of continuing to do the same stuff over and over again, that's putting us in these same exact cycles. And like every day, we had this conversation the other day. Like every day I wake up. Like when have we woke up to some good news? Like to something like, hey,
like broadcasted nationally,
like the world is better. Hey guys, like no more wars happening. Like guys, we're done shaking hands. You know, look at God. Like,
hey, there wasn't a fire today. How's that?
Like holy cat. When's the last time it happened? Every day you wake up, it's bad. It's bad. Like it's just negative energy being thrown at you on purpose. It's on purpose to get you disconnected, to get you angry, to get you discombobulated when you go to work. So now you ain't worried about yourself and how to be a better person.
7 a.m.
Like this life is like what's happening. I believe what's happening and what's going to happen is going to happen. And like there's nothing like I can do externally to try to stop what's coming. If the aliens want to come, there's nothing. We're not stopping them. If they want to shoot some dang bombs over the damn water, like who's gonna go jump in the air and just hit
guess
me?
what?
Like,
we don't have those capabilities.
No, like but like what we can do is come together collectively. First off, understanding yourself. And that's obviously, like I said, continuous work. It's that self-awareness, that self-love, that self-respect. But then being able to pour that, like Logan was saying, into others. Being able to walk past the lady at the grocery store and just say, hey, how's your day? Is there anything I can help you with? Can I help you take your groceries? Something that's so subtle, so slight. But that goes so long because, like, now that energy that you gave off to her, not only is that like your positive energy, you're giving her positive energy, and she's, oh wow, that was a nice young man, came and helped me today, and that energy just continues to flow throughout, right? And man,
it's like it's almost like it's like pay it forward, right. But you just do it with real emotion,
real emotion, and real intentions, like intentions behind it too. Like it's like I said, we live in a crazy world already, and like to sit here and be mad about everything that's going on in the world. Like, okay, we sit here and we've been mad about politics for years now. When are we gonna stop left and right, up and down? Like, we've been mad about racism for years now. We've been mad about like what is something actually getting done? Like, what is actually being done? It's cycles happening over and over again. We hear the information, it's
talking
gone.
in circles.
Talking in
circles.
And everybody wants to sit here and get mad about it and get upset and be like, oh, you believe in this, or you should not vote for this. Like, bro, like, come on. Oh. It's not that serious. Man, it's coming together, people.
Yeah.
It's coming together because we need to, because like I said, what's coming is coming. And, it's really... the plan is already set. God, like what is coming is coming. We can live. What we can do is become better people individually. How do you do that? Learn about yourself. Learn about why you are the way you are. Learn about why stuff pisses you off. Learn about, your emotions. Be aware of your emotions. Be aware of something happens, like, and it makes you mad. Just take a second. Take 2 seconds.
You can wait. You can wait.
You wait as long as you want. But like when you get mad, before you just like, oh, hold on, time out, breathe, hold on. Why is this bugging me? Hold on, how can I handle this differently? Hold on, don't let my emotions get the best of me, because like that's it. Like that's it right there.
That's power.
That is the power right there, to be able to not let somebody else dictate how you feel. To not let somebody else tell you what you should be, what you shouldn't be, how you should act, how you shouldn't act. That is the power within. But to have that power, you have to understand yourself, love yourself, respect yourself, respect the people around you, and just live with joy, live with love, live with laughter. And yeah, life isn't supposed to be easy. There's gonna be times where you might feel like you gotta cuss some other effer out. But hold on, remember, that energy means something. So when you F that mother effer out, karma's real. Karma's real. Yeah. And that mother effer might not come back right there, but eventually it's gonna come back. And that energy is gonna come back. Whether it's, you get home and you pop a tire. So I swear on everything that has happened to me, to where I wake up in a bad mood and do
you're
something
wrong
in the morning, and I know that I did something wrong, and I'm driving from work and I pop a tire. Bro. Yeah. My front left tire didn't even hit nothing on my truck. Has never popped a tire. The only time my tires, bro, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. It was crazy, bro.
That's what, that was my example. Like, the guy on the plane just slams into me. I was like, this is coming back. I was like, this is going to come back on this guy. He doesn't know it's coming, but I was like, next time he uses the bathroom, you might zip it up.
Yeah. But, no, I think we're definitely excited to continue these conversations. You guys got a little taste of, kind of where we're coming from, kind of our vision a little bit. And, as we continue to have these conversations, we'll continue to have some guests on here that are like-minded as well, that have even more knowledge than us. Like I said, we're here learning just as much as everybody else. There's going to be so many people that have so much more knowledge than us, that have so much more experience than us, that we want to learn from as well. And that's essentially why we're creating this community, to continue to learn. I want to learn as much as I can.
So many cool people out there.
So many. Oh, my goodness. So many cool people out there to connect with and to learn from and to just share experiences with, right? We're in this together. We're all in this together. Never forget that. It is not me versus you. It's not you versus her. It's not her versus him. It's us together collectively, learning how to grow, learning how to evolve, learning how to connect and share. So thank you for joining. You Are the Medicine. And I might have one more. Oh, before we go, don't forget to join our online community. It just opened up. We're going to be active on this community app, talking with you guys, answering questions that you have. It's a really cool app. We'll send the link below or in the bio. It's probably in the bio, but either way, we are super excited to connect with you all. And this was really cool to share these experiences with you again. I'm 2 years into this space and I'm learning. I'm continuing to learn with you guys. And with that, Lo, do you got any closing?
Just reiterating that, we're in this because we want to grow in this space, and we can't do that without the support of a community and people around us. And that's, I think, really what, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is grow this community of people who, want to stop talking about it and they want to be about it. And we want to create a community of people who are going to be about it and want to get better and be better people and trying to advance this planet in one way, shape, or form. And it has to start with you, like the person in the mirror. And it starts with everyone, spreading the love. It really is. It's as cliche as it sounds, but it's that easy as well, where it's just like we're just trying to spread love and
so simple, though.
Make a community of people who want to get involved and learn more about the world that is plant medicine. That's really my closing remark. This has been awesome and super cool. I'm just really excited for what the future holds and look forward to just interacting, talking with people who have questions, and just kind of staying in lockstep with each other. I think that's what helps move everything forward. So, yeah.
You said it, bro. And it seems so simple, and we've been told since we were babies, just spread love. You know? Like spread love.
So
you know,
cliche.
So cliche. But thank you for doing the work. And always remember, you are the medicine. This is You Are the Medicine podcast. We'll be back again for another episode. And I can't wait to talk to you guys. Can't wait to connect with you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Peace, love, and light.